So in this video, we'll be looking more on HTML list element. But before we get right into what we have to do today, let's go to our file tree. By your left hand side, you click on the first icon, which is your Explorer icon. Then you go down, you can see I already have my O4 lesson folder created. That's the folder containing all we'll be doing today. But I already have my index.html file inside of it. So I would advise you create yours too, but instead of copying the file from the initial lesson and pasting, I would advise you go through the codes yourself, you write the code out, which is the test content. So I would advise you go through the code, you write it yourself instead of copying and pasting. That way you'll be able to get familiar with codes, and whenever you come across any of them, you'll be able to tell what they are used for. So now let's do a quick recap of what we have on our screen. By your left hand side, we have our Visual Studio Code open, and we have some codes from our previous lesson, which is the HTML text content lesson. And by your right hand side, we have our web page open, which is the output from the code we have on our left hand side. And I already put you through how to bring out your output, how to get your output on your web page. So to do that, you launch your live server extension. So to launch your live server extension, you can right click on your mouse and you scroll down. You can see where we have open with live server and stop live server. So you can also come down to your Visual Studio Code and you can see the option go live. You can click on it and you can see we're live now. But if you're yet to install your live server on your Visual Studio Code, you can just go down to the last icon by your left hand side on your file tray. You click on it and you go to the search icon and you search for live server. Okay, now you can see it's on the first option you get. Just click on it, and I already have mine installed and enabled. So if you don't have yours installed and enabled, you do so. Then you go back to your Explorer, then back to your code. So now let's go ahead and close our file tray because we won't be needing that for now. So to do that, you click on the first icon by your left hand side, which is the Explorer icon, to close your file tray. Now we'll be looking at three different kinds of list type. We have our ordered list, we have unordered list, and we also have description list. So we'll be adding a list item to our web page now. So let's scroll down. I'll be replacing this break element, this line break element, which is the BRO with the little spaces we added initially in our previous lesson. We have three of it, so we're replacing all of it with our list item. So I'll go ahead and delete this. So to copy all of this, I'll just copy one and I'll click on my Command D on Mac and Control D on Windows. You click on it to select the second, and you click on it to select the last one. Then you can go ahead and delete that. So next thing we're going to do is to add our ordered list. We're looking at the ordered list for now. So I'll just go ahead down here and I'll add my OL. Yes, as you might have guessed, ordered list OL. But inside of that, we have our list items. So we have our LI. So I have three of them here. So instead of me to start typing my LI three times, I'll just go ahead and type LI and I'll multiply by 3. That's, you hold your shift, then you click on your 8 to put the multiplication sign, then you put 3. Now click on tab. I already have 3 of it there. So I'll go ahead and copy each one of it and I'll paste on the list item. So let me copy the first. I'll cut that rather. Cut that and I'll have it paste inside of my list item. I'll copy the second too. I'll cut it rather. Sorry. paste that inside of my list item and I'll copy the last. No, the last one is the one that has that abbreviation for the MDM. So I'll copy all of it, both the abbreviation too. Now cut that and I'll paste that inside of my list item. Control V to paste or Command D on your Mac. Then I'll save my work. And one thing I would like you to notice is that our ordered list is being nested inside of our OL elements, the opening and closing tag of our OL element. We first of all have the opening and closing tag of the OL element, then our list items goes inside of that, just like you can see here. So now let's look at the unordered list. Let's scroll down to places I would like to visit in Lagos State. So let's have our unordered list here. Just like you might have guessed, the element for that is UL. So just UL, your tab. Then our list item goes inside of it. But you can notice here we have just two lists here. So I'll just multiply this by 2. So Li times 2. Now I'll go ahead and cut the first go ahead and cut the first paragraph and I'll paste it inside of the first list item. Then I'll copy the address. The address is the second list we have there. I'll paste it inside of my list item here. Okay. So now let's save and see the changes on our screen. Okay, now you can see the difference between the ordered list and the unordered list. The ordered list was numbered, it has numerical order, while that of the unordered list has bullet points. So that's the difference between the two of them, though they both can be formatted later in the future using CSS. Now let's look at the output we have on our web page. Just like you can see here, our list is now ordered. We have order for it. We have 1, 2, 3. And if you have more than such number, the list goes on. But all this can be formatted with our CSS in the future. But we are not talking about CSS for now. So we just leave this the way it is. Let's look at the last list type in our HTML. So now let's go down to, yeah, I could remember I have a comment for myself, like a reminder to do add more places. So I just remembered, you see you see the need for having comments in your code. Comments help not just you but other people that would like to make changes to your code. It's just like a guide and some sort of reminder too. So I'll go ahead and remove all of this paragraph element here. I don't need it anymore. So let's add our description list. So just like you might have guessed to, that's DL. Then I'll click on my tab. Then I'll click on enter button to go right to the next line. So click on that. But unlike the ordered and the unordered list, we have pretty more elements inside of our description list, unlike just our LI inside of our ordered and unordered list. So here we have our description theme, yeah, DT, description theme, and inside of that, this description theme is just like an header, yes, for this list. So let's just say our description theme is Ajigunle, yeah, Ajigunle. And inside of our description list, we have our description theme and we also have our description details. So this description details is going to emphasize more on our description theme. So here let me have places in Ajegunle I would like to avoid. Let's say Alaba, which other place? Ojo Road. Okay, these are the places I can think of for now. So let's go ahead and add another description theme. Just go down the line 2 times. Then you click on your description theme and your tab button. Let's say nobody would like to, stay away from. Okay, let me just have Oshodi. Yeah, Oshodi. I heard that place is kind of, rough. Though I don't know anywhere there. So inside of our description details, I'll just say anything. Let's just say places that are rough and dangerous. Because I know there will always be places that are rough and dangerous in most areas in Lagos State. So let's just have this there. I don't know anywhere there. So I'll go ahead and save this so we'll see these changes on our web page. So Control S to save. Now you can see the description list is kind of different from what we get from our ordered and unordered list. Description list comes with a description term which serves as an header. You see the description term, it is aligned to the right, to your left rather, while your description detail, which is the one that comes after it, is aligned a bit to your left, your right hand side. So you can see our description term here is Ajegunle and the description detail is Alaba or Jorod. So these are the types of list types we have in HTML. You can go ahead and play around it, make changes, do things yourself with the code so you get familiar with it. So now let's go over to our validator.w3.org to validate our code to check if we have any error while writing our code. So we go over to our web page, you search for validator.w3.org. Then you'll be taken to this page. You can see where we have validate by file upload. You click on it and you go down to the choose file. You click on that too. You know where you have your file saved. So I have mine inside of my desktop. So I'll just go ahead, go inside of the O4 lesson because that's where I'm currently working on now. So I'll go ahead and click my index.html and I'll open the file. Then I'll go ahead to checking it. Okay, so we have an error. Error, no P element in scope, but a PM tag seen from line 29 column 5 to line 29 column 8. Okay, let's go back to our code to check what this error is all about. This is line 29. Okay, I think I found it. Okay, now instead of, let's just go ahead and remove this P paragraph. Yeah, I mean this P element rather. So let's create another list item inside of our ordered list item. So we have the content of our paragraph inside of it too. I'll go ahead and cut this. I'll highlight all of it. Now cut, Command X and Control X on your Windows to cut. Then I'll go inside of it and I'll paste it. Then I'll save. Let's go ahead and revalidate our code to see if there will be any other error. So you choose your file. I'll choose my index.html. I'll open that up. Now check again. Now you can see document checking completed, no errors or warnings to show. So I would advise you always validate your code to check if there is any errors in your code while you're writing. Because it helps find out errors and put you through on how to take care of the errors. Now let's look at what we have on our web page after the changes we made to our code. Now you can see the initial paragraph we had there. It's now a list item. So we have it as the first option there. The first list rather. We have, let me tell you how I learned more about web development. So it's now a list item because I added it inside of our other list item. And it's also nested inside of a list item. So that's why it took the form of a list item. Now we've come to the end of this video, but I would always advise you to go over the video again if you seem not to understand some things. By the time you go over the video once or twice, you get to understand some parts that you're finding difficult to understand initially. Thank you for staying to the end of this video, and don't forget to click on the like button. And if you have any questions or anything to say regarding this video, you can drop it in the comment section below. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and also click the notification bell to get notified when we have new tutorial videos on. Thank you very much and do have a great day.